Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome to Wicca 303. This week's lesson is focused on this idea of the summer sleep. Now, if January is essentially our yearly hibernation, then July is surely the dreaming. We begin the calendar year planning everything out, all the things we're going to do, while resting and recuperating from the busy holiday season. And now that we're halfway through that year, it's time to drift into a dreamy nap, reviewing what we've achieved so far, and then contemplating what is going to come next for us. So, keyword to this time is gestation. Pardon me. I've been doing a lot of recording today. Okay, let's try that again. So, the gestation time of year. We know that the crops in our home gardens are just humming right along, growing, doing what they're going to do. And many animals are waiting for their young to be born. And the intentions that we have sown since the starting of the year may not have come to full fruition just yet. But everything is cooking. And there's nothing really to do at this stage beyond just maintenance and waiting. But that waiting period can be restful and fun for us. One way we can do this is by, making use of simple pleasures. And I don't know what your summers, childhood summers were really like, but mine, what I remember of them was, long days, playing games indoors and out, reading adventure stories, watching cool movies, doing arts and crafts. And it occurred to me, why should these things be absent in our adulthood? So, as we are whiling away the summer months, I mean, yes, we all have obligations. We've got to get up. We've got to do whatever work that it is that we do. And there's certain responsibilities that just won't go away. So, we can't ignore those. But when we have discharged those responsibilities, when we've done what we've had to do, why can't we get back to living a little bit more quietly, a little bit more slowly, recharge our magical batteries, and perhaps revisit some of the things we used to enjoy doing when we were a bit younger? So this brings us also to dream work. July is that breath between the end of planting and the beginning of harvest, making this time period liminal, and that makes our dreamscapes extremely active. Reaching out in dreams and deep meditations for our guides and our gods is particularly effective during these in-between times. And also watch for reoccurring themes in your dreams. It's probably trying to tell you something. And then divination, stretching your intuitive senses with doing a bit more divination, or trying out a form that perhaps you haven't excelled in before, or that you haven't tried yet, giving that a go, just seeing what happens. And then while the moon is in Cancer, you may notice that you get a bit of a boost to your intuition. I have certainly been feeling that. I know other practitioners I'm in contact with have reported a similar experience, and you might just be feeling that too. It is not your imagination. It's a consequence of the placement of the sun. So if there are matters that you have needed divine insight about, try pushing for answers at this time. I mean, politely, but definitely pursue this, and your divination is really your best bet for getting some answers, or at least more context. Then finding joy in routine. The pace of life slow but steady, certainly during July, but it may not feel like anything much is happening. We're going through our routines, we're doing our things, but nothing's really shifting just yet. But all of those small actions of our daily routines, they do add up to results over time. Even more so if you can come to enjoy your routine. Doing your mundane tasks in a cheerful way, that infuses the atmosphere of beneficial energy, and it also makes everything a bit less boring. I mean, let's face it, I don't think anyone finds things like folding the laundry to be a particularly exciting thing to do in life. But if you can do it in a way that, you're not suffering, that you're not just, I'm folding the laundry for the 10,000th time in my life, and I'll probably do it 100,000 times. You could do it in that spirit, or, you could be folding the laundry and maybe you're listening to an interesting podcast. Our laundry day is Sundays, and when after we folded our laundry or while we're doing it, we usually have Twin Paranormal playing in the background because they post on Sundays, and about the time the laundry is ready to be put away, they're on, or they have been on, and so we put them up on YouTube, and we listen in and watch their investigation, and it makes it more fun. You're not really focused upon the boringness of folding and putting away the laundry, because you've got something else to occupy your mind. So keeping in mind that, what can you do to make your tasks more pleasant? That can be very helpful. And then passive magics. Not every magical working is this active, dramatic, big thing. Passive magic very much has its place, creating an atmosphere by bringing together things that have compatible energies. You can meditate without destination. That's a passive thing that can actually take you to unexpected places, places that you didn't know you needed to go, but because you released control and you were willing to be carried along with your meditation, you ended up in an interesting place. Another small thing you can do, small little blessings over food, communing with your pets, just ordinary tiny things that are still affecting the energy flow and affecting the energy around you. You can do this, and it's not necessarily anything that you're having to infuse an ungodly amount of energy into. You're simply letting it be. You're letting these natural things work out the way that they should. Now, homework for July 12th through July 18th. First and foremost, set aside time to rest. Yes, your homework is to rest. It's hot. There's not a whole lot going on. There's a strong case for us to use this as an opportunity to rest and recharge, and I am begging you to do so. That's part of your homework. Number two, be quietly aware of the magical energies in your environment and just gently flow with them. Allow yourself to be carried on that current, especially if it's a pleasant current. Now, if there's an issue, then yes, of course, address that. But as long as things are flowing nicely and smoothly and things are feeling good, then just enjoy the ride. That's important to learn how to do that. It's just as important to learn how to do that as it is to learn how to take action when and where appropriate. And then number three, take up a quiet hobby or resume one that just makes you feel quiet, calm, secure, just something soothing. One thing that I've brought back, I always enjoyed coloring books when I was a kid. Now, I have no ability to draw whatsoever. There's a reason why I do all of these slides on Canva and why I do not inflict my lack of ability by drawing things for you. It's a kindness, believe me. But I can certainly manage to color inside the lines, and I always loved doing that as a kid. And I'm intrigued by a lot of those adult coloring books. They have very complicated patterns. They're very detailed. You can work on them, and there's something that you just release. You release the flow of things. You release the sense of time. You're just making something that is visually pleasing to your eyes, and it's calming. It's soothing. So whatever gives you that similar kind of feeling, month of July is definitely a time to indulge in that. So that is what I have for you for this week. Next week, we will discuss flying the coop. It will focus upon vacations and making them witchy. So I hope you'll be back for that. In the meantime, comments address you just as soon as I possibly can. And if you are wanting to have a more in-depth conversation about something, maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be related to this, just something that maybe you've been tossing around in your head and you can't quite get anywhere, don't hesitate to email me at brigantiablackbird@protonmail.com. I'd be happy to have a chat with you there. I know sometimes there are things you don't necessarily want to bring to a public forum, but you just really want to consult with another practitioner. You are very free to do that. So I think that will do it for now. I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.